Happy Sunday. I'm gonna let some people come in. Do my eyelashes. Not the cough. Oh yeah. I feel like crap. Where are all my people? Oh man. I was looking for my phone. If I had everybody's number, I would be like, where are you guys? They're on their way. Hi, Pedro. New Jersey in the building. Hi, Nika from Connecticut. I hope you guys had a great weekend and ready for the week. It's a really busy week for us this week. We have a few closings. Walkthroughs. I'm feeling under the weather. The kids, we are like almost a month in school already, I think it is. And Caleb always comes with the sickness. Caleb is the one to always start. And then it just starts trickling down. I don't know. I don't want to make this, but moms, we are one of a kind. Let me tell you that much. Because we still hold it down even when we're sick. Dads, on the other hand, I could only talk about my husband. He'd be out. Like, can't even function when he's sick. Hi, Carmen. I cannot wait to meet you guys in person. Guys, I have so much to tell you what happened this week in real estate. So much happened. So let me start off by saying is that I'm going to make sure that my people are taken care of. Regardless if I have to step on anybody's toes, I don't care, right? So let me tell you a story. So I have my beautiful family that relocated from up north to here, and they are under contract and they're about to close this month. So we had our first walkthrough with the builder, and it's one of the bigger builders. And I'm very, very disappointed because I've never experienced something like this, especially with this builder. So number one, the construction. So what happens is when you buy a new construction home, especially like with a bigger builder, you're going to have two walkthroughs. You're going to have the first walkthrough, which is basically the construction manager is going through like all of the warranties, how things work, where is the like shut off valve and things like that, right? We're also going through the entire house with blue and green tape, right? So blue tape is usually for like stuff that needs to get repainted. Green tape is for like stuff with drywall and stucco. So number one, the guy only had the blue tape. Okay. But and the guy meaning the construction manager, very like unorganized. We were all in different rooms, which I like when the construction managers are like, let's all stay together. Let's start from one wall and we're going to go the entire house and we'll end where we started, basically. Not this one. So he was in the kitchen and I'm in the bathroom, and I see that there's chips in the tub, and I'm like, no, we gotta get this done, right? So my husband works with me, right? We're a team. And so my husband calls him and he's like, hey, can you come check this out? And he's like, I can't keep going back and forth. And I was like, okay. And then so my husband already was like, listen, if you can't keep going back and forth, then this should be a little bit more organized, so that we have to make sure that everything is going to be getting taken care of, right? That was the first instance. Then all of a sudden, it's like we start mentioning things, and he's like, that's just the way it comes. In what world do you live in? Please tell me. So then it started just getting worse and worse and worse. And he started making comments like, this is what you get with this price point, like this price of a house. Ooh, I had to take off my, like, what? So then let me tell you, he tells us outside, he goes, there was this really so number one, there was this really bad concrete patch job in the garage, and we're like, okay, this needs to get taken care of because this should not be like that, right? He was like, we'll see if they could do anything about that. So then I seen a hole between the garage floor and the driveway, right? And I'm like, there's no oh, this should be like this, right? So that's number one. Number two, there was like this off of the porch, there was a lot of like falling stucco and paint and all that. So he had the nerves, because I was telling him about that. He was like, listen, he was like, this is not a custom home. Excuse me? What you mean this is not a custom home? Like, I don't care if this is not a custom home. I don't care if it was even a $200,000 home, right? This is luxury to someone, and this is their home. So this is what needs to get done, right? It was, and then so all you see him doing is he's literally, so by the porch area, there's mulch, and he's like, and he's covering what I'm talking about. And he's like, oh, he's like, no, this is nothing. They're not going to do anything about this. I was heated. I sent a very long and professional email to the builder and letting them know our experience, because no buyer should have to do with that. And so while we were outside, he kept saying, well, I'm not going to do anything that I haven't done with any other houses. And I said, let me stop you right there. I said, maybe all these other houses didn't have a real estate agent that was advocating for their buyer. So I don't care what you've done to all these other houses, but what you're going to do to this house is definitely going to give us a move-in ready home. That's it. So when I sent an email, I'm just going to switch. I'm going to switch seats. So when I sent an email to the builder's agent, and I had copied my buyers on there. I had taken pictures and letting them know our entire experience. And so her initial email was more justifying justifying his action. Basically, like, oh, he may just come off a little rough around the edges, but he means well. He has all these great reviews and all that, and I don't care what reviews this man has, right? Like, all I care about is my clients, my experience, and my clients' experience, and them getting a move-in ready home. Because at the end of the day, regardless if this is not a custom home, they work very, very, very hard to be able to afford to buy a home. So we're not going to do that. So then one of my clients went ahead and replied to that email, and basically like letting her know that you basically justifying his actions. And she was like, oh no. And then she took a different approach on it. But I was just like, what we're not going to do is we're not going to stay quiet, because that's not acceptable. So that just happened on Friday. And I was like, I definitely have to tell my YouTube fam about this, because I was livid. I was livid. I'm like, what we're not going to do is that. Not with me. Maybe some other agent, not with your girl. So then some other good, well, aside from that, so some good news is that I have clients under contract, and their house, it's a brand new home, their house appraised $30,000 above what we are under contract for. I am ecstatic, because they're already going in with $30,000 in equity, instant equity. Like, what? I'm so excited. So there's two things you could do about that. Number one, you can leave it as is. You close on the purchase price that you went under contract for, and you already have the 30,000 in equity, right? Or what you could do is you could always, but it depends on the builder, the seller, if they agree to this. It's the same thing, essentially. So you raise the price to what the price was appraised for, and then you ask for max seller concessions. So in this instance, it was an FHA loan. So let's do the math. So they would have, okay, so if they get 6%, yeah, it would be 18,600 in this case, and that's going to pay all of their closing costs, and it would essentially be able to have them lower their interest rate too, so they could buy down the interest rate if they want to go that route. So I was ecstatic for them. It's a harder file. There's still a couple of hoops that we have to jump, but it's okay. We got this. But that was definitely a win for the week. Carmen said, with all my respect, run away from it. Let him sell his own property. Listen. And it's so crazy, because these people are representing the builder, right? No. This two different guys. So the one on Friday, that was a complete different client. And then the one that we have $30,000 of instant equity, that's another client. So that's super exciting. We have a very special, all of my closings are very, very, very special. I have an extra special one tomorrow. I feel like she's my soul mother, if that makes any sense. They're closed on their beautiful house in Ocala. I'm super freaking excited for them. She said that she loves butterflies just like I do. And she said that, when she saw me on YouTube, that she told her husband, like, she's going to find me the house. And I sure did. And we're going to close tomorrow. And I'm so excited. I love having those connections. And especially, like, it's just, I don't have a close relationship with my mom. Right. And so, when you have people who come into your life who have kind of like that spirit, that energy, that is just like, I love it. So that was really nice. She's already saying that she's gonna invite us over for dinner. I can't wait. She's Cuban. So I already told her, I was like, I need ropa vieja, because I love me some ropa vieja. I love it. Let me drink some more. I should be drinking something hot, right? I don't like tea, and I don't want coffee. So there are a lot of good incentives happening in with the bigger builders. Also, there are a lot of new communities, especially in Ocala. So Pulte Homes is actually, how they opened up, I already had covered it, Marion Ranch. So they opened up Marion Ranch. Now they have another community that just had a grand opening this past weekend, and it's called Pioneer Ranch. Highland Homes has a new community that we're gonna check out. DR Horton, oh guys, you want to stay tuned for this. We're working on covering it. But Wildwood, Florida is just outside of Ocala. If anything, it's a little bit closer to Orlando. Not by much, like 10 minutes. So Wildwood, Florida is actually coming up, and there's a lot of communities opening. So number one, DR Horton has a brand new community there called Twisted Oaks. And we're going to cover that community because it has the infamous Camden model that a lot of people like. Because if you don't know, the Camden model has a separate suite. So it has a kitchenette, it has a living room, it has a bedroom, and its own bathroom, right? They stopped, and I want to see if in this community, because when they first started building that floor plan, they had an additional separate door, but then they stopped. So I'm curious to see if this community is going to have that second door. Park Square Homes is opening up a community in Wildwood, Florida too. So I'm freaking excited. Highland Homes has a brand new community with Century Homes as well. Oh man, he said we were at 23 homes sold when I asked you before. Where are we at now? Such a great question. Thank you so much. So closed, not counting what we have. So closed, we have 34 homes closed so far. Super freaking blessed. We have 16 under contract. And more to follow. I'm super excited. I am super blessed. Thank you guys for continuing to trust us and just believe in us that we can definitely, help you evolve in real estate. We are going to be dropping something really, really, really exciting tomorrow. If you guys don't know, which you guys should know because you guys are my YouTube fan, right? I love butterflies, hence the logo. It's a butterfly, right? I love the evolution of butterflies. I love the evolution in life in general. And so it was time to evolve our brand. So we have a whole brand revamp, and it is going to debut tomorrow so that you guys can see Evolve Estates 2.0. I'm super excited. I also have we also created a team. So I spend a lot of time negotiating for my clients and selling if whether I'm selling their house and things like that, right? So I needed to add an agent to my team so that if I'm not able to go ahead and like show any homes or anything like that, then I have an agent that can do so, because my brand is my everything. You guys are everything to me as well, right? So I want to make sure that if I can't physically show you guys homes, that I have a really, really good person who can. So we have Dylan Concepcion, a part of our team, and he's already helping some of my families. So I'm just super excited, guys. It's just so heartwarming. It's I'm a mom of 6, and I've done so much, right? I don't even know why I'm getting emotional. I think it's because I'm sick. But I'm working so hard for them. And of course for you guys, right? But for them, because I really want to create generational wealth. And I wanted, there was a time where I was living check to check, and I was like, oh my gosh, how am I going to pay for, how am I going to pay for this? How am I going to pay for that? And I'm at a point right now where that's no longer kind of That's no longer an issue where I'm just like, where am I, how am I paying for this, right? And I just want to show my children that it's possible. You just have to keep grinding, right? I just have to learn boundaries now because I just work way too much. And I don't want to miss the times with my kids either, right? Because at the end of the day, I am doing it for them, but I want to be with them as well, right? So having Dylan on the team is going to help me a lot with that. He has his own YouTube channel. He does. Yep. He's under Dylan Concepcion. He's great. He's really he's a great agent. But you know, when growing up, right? I I came from a broken family. A lot of us do, right? The ones who don't, um God bless y'all, right? But I always say, and I always tell my oldest son this, I tell him because my oldest, especially my oldest, he's very entitled. And it's my fault because I'm just like, I don't want you to struggle. Like, here you go, right? And then it's kind of like, well, damn, right? Show some appreciation. But it's kind of like a catch 22 because I don't want them to struggle in the sense of like, I want to always show them love and show them unconditional love, right? And not just tell them I love them because I'm going on vacation or something, right? I want to tell them I love them all the time because I absolutely do. And so I'm just bringing them up differently than I was brought up. And so that just comes with its own challenges, right? Because it's like the kids don't know what it is to struggle, or what it is to have a parent who doesn't really tell you that they love you, or doesn't give you hugs or affection, or leaves you with everyone. And so it's so different. But I wouldn't have it any other way than trying to give them the life that I didn't have, right? And so I always say that life doesn't happen to you, it happens for you, right? And I feel like my story is not for me, it's for someone else. And you know, I I got into real estate because my husband was the breadwinner. And there it wasn't even like we were still living check to check. And he got let go. And I'm like, holy crap, what am I gonna do? I cannot live off, we couldn't live off of my Disney salary. I was only making $30,000 a year full time as a secretary for Disney for 5 years. $30,000. I could not be able to um keep up with the bills and all of that. So I took my future and my finances into my own hand, and I got into real estate. And it hasn't been easy either. It wasn't an overnight thing either. But that's one thing about me, is that I'm gonna work as hard as I possibly can. And I want to inspire everyone else to do so too. Like, if I could do it, as cliche as it sounds, I know it sounds so cliche, but if I can do it, you can do it too. Like, my life is chaos. We have 6 kids. You guys know that we were foster parents, and we didn't expect anything out of fostering, right? In the sense of, well, I've always been the person to give, want to give someone an opportunity, or a life that I didn't have, or a life that I know that everybody is worth having, right? So we have our adopted children, we have our biological children, and that's hard in itself, right? Because you have 6 different personalities. You have some of my children were born with drugs in their system, right? So it's a lifetime effect. And a lot of people, when we were fostering, they were like, oh, well, the environment overpowers the genetics, and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes the genetics is super strong, unfortunately, and you just have to work through it. And some days are easier than others, and some days are just, whoo, it's hard. And then we have 8 dogs. I know is that I can't say no, right? Even Dylan called me the other day, and he said, hey, my friend is homeless. And I'm already like, oh my God, what can I do? What can we do, babe? Like, how can we help? And he was like, He has a dog and I don't want, and we saw the picture and it's super cute, but this year I've been learning how to be able to want to help but not make myself uncomfortable either. So it's not in the books for us to have any more dogs. I don't want any more dogs. It's too much. We've rescued most of them. It's just too much. Malachi, how is Malachi? I'm not homeschooling him. We changed our minds. It was just too much. At the end of the day, I feel like parents, well, me in general, I hold myself to a very high standard because I am a parent, right? But I'm also human and I need that separation. And I wouldn't be able to like really be with him 24/7. It's just not healthy. So we put him in school, and he comes home with more sad faces than not. And what's not funny, but his teacher will put like 1A, 4B, 4C. And I'm like, what the heck is this? And you have to go to the front of the agenda so that you can see like what their what's that called? Like what their codes are, behavior codes and all that, what they expect from the kids and stuff. So as long as he doesn't put his hands on anyone, we should be okay. That's, I already called the principal, the assistant principal, letting her know that, he does have behavioral issues and things like that. But as long as he doesn't hit anybody, we should be okay. So now what's happening is that, and so last week he had a really good week. He had, I think, last week was 4-day week, but he had like 3 smiley faces or 2 smiley faces. And I was super excited, right? So three smiley faces, and I was so excited. I'm like, oh my gosh, right? So we're like, what do you want? You deserve something. And so he wanted Pokemon cards. But then, you know what he told me? He seems so mild in the videos. Not Malachi. You know what he told me? He said, Mommy, if I get 4 happy faces, can we go out to lunch together? Just me and you? So, man, I think it's because I'm sick. So that's what he wants. He wants that one-on-one time. And so if that's what it takes, right, to go ahead and bribe him. And so we told him, yes, if you get 4 smiley faces, you can go. We're gonna go to lunch together, just me and you. And that's another thing that I struggle with, is having that one-on-one time with each child, right? There's 6 of them. It's hard. And the older they get, the more expensive they get. So that he wants that one-on-one attention. So if that can encourage him to go ahead and, go ahead and behave, then I'm all for it. Love is priceless. Love is priceless, and love is unconditional. I didn't know what unconditional love was until I met my husband. And yeah, until I met my husband, I didn't know what unconditional love was. I didn't even know what love was, to be very honest with you. But I always tell my husband that I would live the life I lived 10 times over again if it always led me back to him. And so, it's well, this is not the real tea on real tea. I mean, this is the real tea on my life. I've been thinking about doing like a day in the life. But even then, that is it's just so much, because it's just so chaotic sometimes. Oh, thank you for giving me a paper towel.
Someone move it to me.
Thank you. So I've been thinking about doing that, right? The biggest of the values without the price. Yes. But yeah, going back to, real estate, I guess, because this is what this live is about. It's also about being human, right? in real life. But the I've heard a lot of people wanting to wait till after the election for them to buy a house and things like that, right? But historically speaking, um when you look at the data, the numbers as far as like the interest rates are not a really, really big difference. And like I always say, once the interest rates go down, the prices of the houses start to go up. And that causes more like competition. The builders are not going to be as like, okay, I'll pay all of your closing costs, right? So there's always like you give and you take kind of thing. But one thing that I have a client who she's looking at different houses in the like Haines City, Davenport area. And so she made a great point, is that sometimes with the incentives, right, it depends on the builder. So for example, Pulte has, I'm actually going to cover Pulte tomorrow. I cover their community in Davenport called Hartford Terrace, but we covered their Bloomfield model, which is a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 3-car garage. And one of the bedrooms has a suite, and it has a flex room, so you can use it as an office. And so sometimes with their incentives, like let's say if they're giving you up to $20,000 towards closing costs, right? And they're offering a special interest rate. Sometimes they're using part of those closing costs to buy down that interest rate to whatever they're advertising. But for the most part, you're still able to cover most of your closing costs. Do you mind sharing who your top 2 or 3 builders are to work with? Yeah, so I feel like number one, I really like Richmond American Homes. I really, really do like their homes. I like their prices. I like the quality of the home. I like that they have 9'4" ceilings. I like that they have 8-foot doorways. I like that the above the microwave, it vents out, right? So there's things like that I really, really do like. I've closed on 3 or 4 of their houses this year, and all of them were fairly, like, it wasn't a headache. The only headache that I really had was with one of my clients, where the lender was horrible. And so every time now, like, I have a client that's interested in Richmond American, I'm like, do not put me with this person, right? But besides that, I think they're really good. Second one is Pulte. I think Pulte is a really, really good home builder. I actually have clients under contract with a community in Winter Garden. It's actually a 55 and over community, and their communication is up to par. I absolutely love it. They send us pictures every week. They send us updates. They're even ahead of schedule. So I feel like that question is inappropriate. And that has nothing to do with me or my business or my channel. So do me the favor, and we gonna delete this. Hold on. Because at the end of the day, she's human. Give me 1 second. Yeah, that was very, very inappropriate. Don't talk to me. Don't ask me questions about another realtor and their body. Like, negative. You could get off my channel with that. So Pulte is a really good one. And the third one, I would say, let me think about this. You know who I really had a great experience with was Stanley Martin Homes. They, like, when I tell you they were on point, Stanley Martin Homes was a really good experience. I've never had a problem with DR Horton except what we just went through on Friday, I was very, very, very disappointed. Because normally, like, okay, so what you have to think about these builders, right? They're big production builders, like your D.R. Hortons, your Lennars, and they hire a lot of subcontractors, right? So there's gonna be times where the whole house is gonna be freaking in green and yellow tape because it got to get done, right? But it gets done, and that's, I feel like that's all that matters. Like if the wall is, if there's a hole in the wall, I don't care, as long as it gets done prior to closing, that's okay, right? So I would say that I like D.R. Horton's prices, and I feel like D.R. Horton is a great starter home. So I have a D.R. Horton home, and I feel like it's a perfect starter home. The price was great. Yeah, it came with like rugs everywhere and laminate countertops, but I didn't mind that because I knew that I was going to slowly build it up, right? I took off the carpets. We still have the laminate countertops, but I'm not mad at that either because I don't really care. Bruno says Pulte has homes in Ocala with no HOA. No, unfortunately not. So unfortunately, Pulte is not gonna. They all of their homes are in a community, and they're either gonna have an HOA and a CDD or just an HOA. So the one in Marion Ranch is actually both HOA and CDD. The new one, Pioneer Ranch, I'm not sure. I don't know if there's going to be a CDD, but I am going to go tour it this month so that I can see, and then I'm going to put it on my channel. So tomorrow, what did we do? Oh, we did the one in Davenport, the Hartford Terrace, Pulte Homes. So you got it, guys, you got to keep in mind is that a lot of the times you're paying for the area, okay? So for example, Davenport, most of the times you'll find like a house cheaper than like literally $100,000 difference based on location, right? So let's say if you're like, I really, really like Pulte Homes and I don't mind, living in Ocala, whatever it is, then that's a great option. Another one I'm going to tell you is Richmond American. I was looking for one of my clients just to see like where all of their communities are located and what the price difference was. So they really like the slate floor plan, which is a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 2-car garage. And it has like a little ensuite as well. And it literally from Haines City to Kissimmee was $100,000 difference. Like it was more expensive in Kissimmee. I always say too is that a lot of people get fixated on, well, there's nothing around here, right? I have to drive 10 minutes to the store. If you work from home, if you could deal with it, I always encourage you to deal with it, right? Drive the 10 minutes to the store, right? Because once that area starts coming up and businesses start coming, your equity is gonna grow. That's how I always say my area. When I came here, I was like, what the heck? What did we get ourselves into? Because we came from Claremont, and Claremont was not as established as it is right now, but it was still way more than what we had here. But now, please, everything is coming over here, and I'm super excited. I've been here for 4 years now, and we already have over $150,000 in equity in our home. That's how you create generational wealth, right? So I love it. Sorry, guys, I don't want you to see the ugly side of me. Well, I just don't like inappropriate stuff. What is the average range of homes being sold in the last 3 to 6 months? It just depends on what area. So we're still where we're not as like pre-COVID where we have that much inventory, right? But I feel like it's slowly balancing out. Some areas, the houses are taking a little longer to sell. So I actually have a listing in Bella Lago, which is Kissimmee, Florida, and this community is freaking beautiful. The HOA is $340 a month. It has a few pools. It has a restaurant. It has walking trails. It has a pier. It has a docking station for your boats. And they no CDD, but these houses are staying average is like 6 months. unless you're just way like you're underpriced, which we definitely we had to we're way below market value now. No, cassette where I live. No, I don't live in Orlando. Billy, I do sell Onyx homes. I'm gonna actually do I haven't done a video there. I know it's just there's so many communities. It's so impossible to do all of it. But yes, I want to showcase Onyx Homes. I feel like they're a unique builder. There's Trinity Homes too. They're in Trinity Homes is in Groveland, it's in Claremont, it's in St. Cloud. So I want to start showcasing those builders as well, just so that you can see kind of like the different types. But I cover, like, I sell all of Central Florida. It doesn't matter with what builder, because I'm my own boss, right? I don't work for a specific builder. Davenport and Haines City. Average prices today. So the average prices in Davenport and Haines City, I would say, is around like 375, give or take. It's a little bit more in Davenport than it is Haines City, because Haines City is still considered like up and coming. So you're gonna still find some really good prices in the Haines City area. We have a really, and I don't know what builder this is gonna be yet, but there's a huge community coming up in Davenport. But I don't know what the builder is, who the builder is, or builders. I have a feeling it's going to be a mix of builders, and I'm really, really hoping is maybe like Richmond American or something, and not your typical Lennar DR Horton. Do you see rates going down? I do see rates going down. They are slowly dwindling down. And you can tell when the rates are going down, right? Because the builders are able to offer even better interest rates, right? So there's Richmond American. They are offering, but again, this is for move-in ready homes. Again, guys, you're gonna get the best deal on move-in ready homes, right? If the home is not going to be completed till the end of October or November or December, you're not going to get as good as an incentive as if the home is already completed, right? So they're offering 3.99 interest rate, which is really, really, really good, right? So you could already tell that the interest rates are going lower, but is that, what's that? It's not versatile. Like the interest rate, it always changes. Very, yeah. The interest rates change per week, per day. Bruno, so can I buy a house to be built in 1 year or a year and a half in the Ocala area? So, the green screen. Oh, I have a green screen, and I'm like, what happened to that chair? Hold on, guys. Okay, so I'm the wheel. Hold on, guys. Oh yeah, my wheel is on it, but I can't get up. Hold on, guys. There we go. Oh, I have a headache. So okay, so it just depends, right? Because what's gonna happen is that you don't want to go under contract with a bigger builder. Like, let's say you own the land and you're gonna do a to be built. You don't want to wait too long, because you don't know what other fees come with that, right? So you could always, it's gonna take about 6 to 8 months to build a house, maybe even less. The longest part of building a house is going to be all the permits, right? So I feel like you are still with I still feel like you're a little bit out as far as wanting to go ahead and start the building process, unless, no, not even, because I'm trying to think. It depends, right? And I think a year and a half is just too much. So I went under contract with K. Hovnanian. So K. Hovnanian is actually a really good builder too. And they build some really, really nice homes in Winter Garden. So they actually build homes in Ocala as well. And we went under contract in June, and their house is not set to be completed until like the May, June of next year, right? So it's really gonna depend. Yeah, Richmond American, I feel like it is. You never heard of them. They are a really good builder. They built in Davenport, Claremont. They have a new community in like Umatilla, which is north of Orlando, near Mount Dora. They have one in Mount Dora. So guys, there's so many different communities. It's just really hard to just cover all of them. Let's see. Do you have a list of contractors you work with? I have a wish list of things I want to change. Pull up carpet, new countertops. Hi, Kikia. We're closing Friday. I'm super excited. I'm so excited. I do. But I want to I'll give you a couple of people because I feel like one is just a little well, you like to compare. So I'll give you a couple so that you can see their different prices and get you the best price. Um Average price of a 1,500 square feet in Haines City. If it's a new home, I would say like 300 to 315 because you have so the further in you go into Haines City is the where you're gonna have the lower prices. So there's a community called Bradbury Creek where the prices are still fairly low in there. And so whenever you see communities where they have different builders in it, just know that there is definitely going to be a CDD. So Bradbury Creek has a few different builders. They have DR Horton, they have Casa Fresca, they have Century Complete, they have Highland Homes, they have Meritage. But the thing about that is that the surrounding area of that where Bradbury Creek is still not developed, right? So behind you'll see like the last time I went, I think there was like a farm behind there, something like that. How are we already 46 minutes in? Yes, Kikia, girl, you are on point. I absolutely enjoy working with you. I'm super excited we're able to move closing. We got to clear the close for her earlier, and so we're gonna close before scheduled. I'm excited. We have a lot of good things coming. I'm super excited. But guys, let me know if you have any questions. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Tuesday, Ocala, we did a video of the only reason why I did this video on Tuesday that you guys are going to see on Tuesday is because it was a different floor plan in Marion Oaks. So it's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, but it has 2 covered patios in the back, so it's split. And I thought that was unique. So we're going to showcase that one on Tuesday. We were actually in Ocala yesterday. We were in Ocala yesterday. Yesterday was Saturday, yeah. And we recorded at this home, which I absolutely really do like. Is $310,000. It's a 3-2 2-car garage, covered lanai, tile all throughout the home. Very nicely sized master bedroom with tray ceilings. The master bath is nice. It has a separate tub, a step-in shower. So it has like gold accents. So we should be uploading that next week. I just found this glamping experience in Ocala so it's this kind of like farm where you could go glamping, and what they do is they rescue all different types of animals, zebras, horses and things like that, and you could actually like interact with these animals. So I think we're gonna try to do like a lifestyle video for that one. So I'm super excited. Oh, guys, now that I said that, so you're gonna see. So we create, as I've been mentioning for the like past month, you're gonna see we have a different YouTube channel for our lifestyle videos, because what happens is because my channel is mainly like construction tour, like home tours. When I do something different, like an informational video or a lifestyle video, it doesn't do good, because it is like, no, they try to keep you in a box. So we created a new channel, and so what's going to happen is you're going to see quite a few of the same videos at the very beginning that I've already had on this channel. But make sure you like and you share channel. Let me send it to you guys. So the one that I uploaded last week was the one of Marion Oaks that you guys probably did see already, but please just show some love to it so that we could push it out to a lot of people. Hold on. Let me see. So Sunshine State Living, it's a separate YouTube channel. So this channel is just going to be all lifestyle, right? So as you guys know, that I had on my this channel, I had Marion Oaks, I've had downtown Ocala, I've had the Equestrian Center. I think those three are it. But zip lining at Ocala Canyons, that one's going to come up. You guys haven't seen that yet. When we went to Silver Springs, you guys haven't seen that yet. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait for you guys to see that. So just keep in mind that the first couple of videos is going to be videos that you probably saw already, because it was on this channel, but I just need to put it on that channel. Okay, but make sure you go ahead and subscribe to that, please. Is Ocala a farming area? The reason why I'm asking is because we want to purchase a new house where the neighbors are not so close to us. So Nika, Ocala has a lot of horse farms, right? Because Ocala is known as the horse capital of the world. So a lot of people come to Ocala with their horses. The equestrian center is there, right? But what I like about Ocala is that you can, in my opinion, right, affordability is different to everybody's. Everybody has different perspective on that. Everybody has a different number. But for me, I feel like Ocala is still very, very affordable. And the houses, depending on where you're buying, the houses are not as close to each other, right? So I tend to showcase a lot of homes in the Marion Oaks area. A lot of my clients have relocated to the Marion Oaks area, and you're on at least a quarter-acre lot. So you're not your neighbors are not on top of each other. You can't, like, not like me personally, I can touch my house and my neighbor's house, right? And so that's why I like about Ocala. But if you're in a community, right, and if you're going into one of these newly built communities, like maybe the Pulte's and things like that, you're still probably going to be not as far apart, right? Because what happens is when a big builder is building in these communities, they're going to try to get as many houses as possible in the community, right? Because so they can make more money. But what I like about Marion Oaks as well is that I just feel that there's just so many different homes, different floor plans, different lots. What I always tell you guys is that if you find a really nice floor plan that you absolutely love, but you're not really too keen on the lot, we could find you a different lot. That's okay, because these builders are building on the same house, different lots. There's about 32 to 33 different builders in just the Marion Oaks area. I'm interested in the Kissimmee area. So Kissimmee is really big, right? So what part of Kissimmee are you interested? Are you interested in closer to St. Cloud or Poinciana, right? So Kissimmee is really big. So as I always mention is that we cover all of Central Florida. So from Ocala down to Tampa and everywhere in between. So we can definitely help you in the Kissimmee area if that's where you want to be. So guys, just remember, we do have Dylan on our team as well. He does have his own YouTube channel. He's really he's an awesome person. I'm super excited. Orange Blossom Trail close to Buenaventura Lakes. Okay. So that's around, I want to say that zip code is 32824. So funny story is that when I moved from Staten Island, New York to Florida, 12 years ago, I ended up in Hunters Creek, and I didn't even know what Hunters Creek was, but I ended in a really, like, I began in a really good area in Florida. So I was so yes, I'm very familiar with that area. I actually get my nails done closer to Buenaventura Lakes. So I traveled to Kissimmee to get my nails done. This is my latest ones. I've been on like a matte black type of vibe. So I really, really love them. She does such a freaking great job. I will travel to her. Maribel, I was talking about you earlier. How you're just like my soul, I don't know, like my soul mother. I want to say like soul sister. I'm super excited for you guys to close tomorrow. I'm so excited. Also, guys, if you're on social media, you know what's going on with this buyer broker agreement, NAR laws, and all of that other stuff. Just know is that we do require you to sign a buyer broker agreement if you would like to work with us here at the Evolve Estates Group. Okay. I don't want there to be any oh, I didn't know. No, I say it in all my videos. If you want to work with us, you have to sign that buyer broker agreement. You have to be committed to working with us because, again, you can ask my clients. I put a lot of love, time, energy, resources into them, and that's just the way it works. And you have to sign something with another realtor, anyways, right? You cannot see a house without a signed document. We don't want to live in a community. We just don't want HOA or CDD. We just want a quiet, peaceful place to retire. I felt that. Yeah, a lot of people have moved to Ocala from New York, from Miami, to retire, and they absolutely love it. Of course, I feel like it's all about people's different experiences and perspectives, right? Some people would be like, "Oh, it's too, I don't like it," or something like that, which is totally okay. But I could just tell you what my clients have said. I always check in on them, see how they're doing, if they're still loving it, and everybody's like, "Yep." We are very excited. Tomorrow is the day. Yes, I am excited for you guys. I was just telling them that I cannot wait to go over for dinner and eat some ropa vieja. Ooh, that sounds good. With some, what's that? Like, I like the yuca, but I like the yuca with the onions, and it's yuca mojo. Is that even a word? But ooh, that sounds good. Have you checked on the potatoes? Oh, they ate already. Oh, okay. Make sure the kitties ate. So yeah, I'm super excited. But guys, I absolutely love y'all. You guys know how to reach me. You can reach me through Calendly and my yuca and mojo. Yes, that I love that because I don't eat rice. So yuca I could get down with. I love it with the onions and the peppers. That's my type of thing. Ooh, and the ropa vieja. I'm not a picky eater at all. I live in a gated community in the Poconos. Dudes are outrageous. I'm looking in the Ocala area. I actually used to live in the Poconos. We used to live in Tobyhanna. I don't remember what the community was called, but it was on. You had the curve PCP. PCP. Yep, it was gated. Yeah, we actually lived there for a few months. It was too cold. You think about a year? I would say, yeah, I guess about a year. We lived in the Poconos, and that black ice was no joke. Them bears making a mess on trash days was no joke either. So funny story. Well, it's not funny, but I used to work for a company called Devereaux in the Poconos, and just so you guys know where my heart is, right? So I used to work for this company, and this company is basically where you are taking care of adults, but that are not able to take care of themselves, right? So whether they are just like mentally can't, or they have a disability, right? So a lot of them are mentally disabled, or disabled in general, right? So so we used to take care of them. It's basically like a home setting type of thing, so that they lived in homes, they had their own bedroom, you cook. It's basically just taking care of them. You taking them to, the center to interact with other people, you taking them, you giving them baths, you making them food and things like that, you doing their laundry and all that. So I was in the car with one of them, and I was at a stop. It wasn't even a stop sign, but I stopped because, and this is in the Poconos, I stopped because the person in front of me was trying to make a left. So the driver on the opposite side just ran right into me. And both my hands were on the steering wheel, so both my wrists broke. And so I wasn't even able to work there anymore, because it's very, very strenuous working in that field. But that just reminded me of talking about the Poconos. Oh man. All right, guys. Well, my throat hurts. I'm gonna go. I've been eating soup all week. I think I'm tired of soup though. Um, guys, you know that I absolutely love y'all. Make sure you show love on the videos, the like, comment, right? Make sure you subscribe to our channel. Nika said, ever since I saw your first video, I felt that you are an honest person and have our backs. I convinced my husband for us to have you as a realtor next year when he retires. Thank you so much. I absolutely do. I fight for y'all, like for real, like in the streets. I don't even know what was that. I don't box or anything. I don't know. I'm not about that life. But the story I was telling you guys this morning is that earlier in the video, is that we go to bat for our clients, right? And I always say that everything is not always, I always say, like, when I got you, just keep in mind, right? When I say I got you, right? But that doesn't mean that things are not going to come up in the transaction. That doesn't mean that the transaction is going to go extremely smooth, right? That's not what I'm saying, right? I'm not saying I got you, everything's gonna be picture perfect, right? No, I'm saying I got you, because if something happens and something comes up, we're gonna work through it, right? And at the end of the day, I got your back, right? Remember how I was telling you guys about the cows and the buffaloes? I'm a freaking buffalo. I'm going through the storm, because we're gonna end up at the closing table, and you're gonna evolve in real estate. So remember that, right? Just because I say I got you doesn't mean that everything is going to be perfect. But I got you because we're going to make it. It's going to be okay. I got your back. Stay tuned for our brand reveal tomorrow. I'm super, super excited about that. We're going to have a lot of good things coming up. I love y'all. Seriously. I want to continue to help as many people as I can evolve in real estate. If you would like to work with us, you guys know how to reach us. If you call us, you get Katrina, who she's amazing. She's from New York too. We share a lot of the same energy, right? So she's great. But I absolutely love y'all. I really, really do. Like, you guys are my fam. Yeah, my fam. Oh, we not next week, but the week after, we won't have a live. We are going out of town. I'm super, super excited. We're gonna celebrate my husband's birthday. So we won't be on live, but I'll remind you guys next week. This upcoming week, I think I would want to get a like a homeowners insurance agent come on and talk to us just a little bit about what's going on, what changes, what are the premiums, right? Because I know a lot of people are like, oh, home insurance is so much, but it just depends on where you're buying. Because Ocala is about $900. I have my client who's going to close next week on an older home, and hers is about $1,300, right? And that's an older home. So yeah, Maribel said, yes, Katrina is amazing. She's amazing. She rocks with us. She got your back too, right? We just like I said, everything is not going to be perfect all the time, right? If it's smooth, then that's I'm happy, right? But sometimes there's bumps in the road, but we're gonna get through it. We're gonna get through it. I got you. Yeah, so I'm tired. I love y'all. Happy birthday to him. Thank you. Thank you. So don't forget, next week. So I'm going to try to have someone on that does insurance policies for homeowners so that we can just get some information. You guys know that I'm always trying to add as much value as I possibly can, right? Let me know if you have any questions. Send me an email, call me, schedule some time in my calendar. Just guys, please remember that if you want to work with me, you have to sign a buyer broker agreement. Okay. I just, we've been through something for the past 2 weeks with a few people, and it's just not, I'm looking for committed people. All right. All right. So I love you guys. Have a great and safe week. I hope you get everything that you dream of. And I'm going to go dreaming now because I'm tired. Bye.